Double Dragon, what a legendary game. Released in 1987 by Technos Japan, but distributed under the Taito name in Western regions, it was a spiritual successor to Renegade, and is seen by many as the first good cooperative scrolling beat-em-up. Double Dragon spawned a plethora of home ports, including the Sinclair Spectrum and Atari ST versions, which I spent a great deal of my youth playing. There was even a film in 1984, and I mean that in the loosest way possible. But this video is here for comparison purposes, namely to compare the original arcade version of Double Dragon against two more recently released editions in the guise of Double Dragon Trilogy, available on Steam, and Double Dragon Neon, available on an array of modern platforms. So, let's delve in. From the off, you'll notice that the games feature the same starting environment. Your girlfriend is punched in the gut and kidnapped by a gang of West Side Story type thugs, who then go to enormous trouble to prevent you from reaching her. Why they didn't just kill her in the first place, or kill either brother, is confusing. It seems that they're eager to send swathes of camp thugs to their death first, in a kind of cat and mouse game. Also, whilst we're on this point, whose girlfriend is she? Standard assumption presumes Billy, as he's player 1, but things get pretty dark and murky at the end of the game. The arcade port suffers from severe amounts of slowdown due to the underpowered processors, which lack the ability to handle multiple sprite refreshes at once. This is even more apparent when one of the large ogre type guys pops his head out. The game becomes almost unplayable at certain points and feels like you're wading through treacle rather than playing a fast-paced action game. This version is running under emulation, but the slowdown is exactly the same as you would have experienced in any good arcade during the late 80s. The slowdown is thankfully absent from Double Dragon Trilogy. You also get a lovely high definition health bar at the top of the screen. Double Dragon Neo has gone even further down the Grease West Side Story route, with the characters appearing to be almost piss-taking in appearance. It builds on the original look of the characters, and actually I think it works pretty well. Even the overtly sexualised whip girls fit in pretty well, wobbling boobies and all. Double Dragon Trilogy is essentially an arcade port with a few nice menu screens, widescreen formatting and a few tweaks here and there, including the ability to change difficulty and a story mode which allows you to begin from any given level. All three original games are included, hence Trilogy. Although the second game tends to reuse a lot of features from the first, including level design, although the baddies have obtained some nice new GIMP outfits. The third game tries to expand on the earlier two with homemade voice introductions, zombie-like walking and dozy enemies. And whilst we're on the subject of level design, Neo seems to take an apparent twist into outer space at the end of the second level. Unexpected, but yeah, quite nice. It makes a change to get out of the atmosphere once in a while. The original game and trilogy all feature your favourite Double Dragon components, such as the constant double knockouts, inconvenient holes, convenient holes, to the AI lacking enemies and the conveyor belts, occasional dancing on the mesh walls whilst you frantically try to get off, dodgy collision detection, dodgy jump detection. I swear I've spent many days of my youth trying to get over this bridge. Sloppy slow control response times, odd sound effects, characters who decide they need a sudden nap, enemies who never fall the way you want them to, dodgy collision detection, and did I mention dodgy collision detection? Neo is a very clear modernisation of the original format, and although it's a clear departure from its original incarnation, they haven't gone too far. There's a selection of nice moves which help to add variety to fights rather than the endless punching. The graphics are hugely different but yet capture some of the original charm, and you can now pick up cassette tapes to give you special powers and power-ups. The girl still gets tied up at the end, but this time by what appears to be Skeletor's older brother. Oh, and also you can opt to have a robot brother, if that tickles your boat. Neo has received some mixed opinions, with some firmly in the not like camp, but then a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. I, for one, fit into the latter camp.
your worst nightmare! Skullmageddon! How about you?
Now, we are all familiar with the end of the game. You fight tirelessly alongside your brother in order to save what appears to be your shared girlfriend. But then at the end you both decide to kick the living shit out of each other in order to have the girl. Clearly each brother is tired of sharing, but not of fighting. So there you go, you kill your brother for some bird who will probably go off with one of the villains anyway. But hey, that is life. Plus, both brothers appear to be back in all the sequels anyway, so death clearly isn't the handicap it used to be. So which one is best? Well, Neon is a great game in its own right and quite a smooth transition from the original game. The original Double Dragon arcade release is a classic and of course goes down in history. But for me, Trilogy stands out here for being both the best of the original without the slowdown issues based on the original arcade release. If you've got MAME, you can get updated versions which run on a quicker processor, but these still suffer some lag. So, although they're improved, I think it's worth going for the Trilogy. Plus, you get 3 games. What more do you want? Thanks for watching this Versus video. I make a few videos every week, so please subscribe or feel free to click one of the videos below. Thank you again, and goodbye.